Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing a video on the Crown Vic of some things that are legal on the Crown Vic and some things that may be questioned. Now this is not a video that you want to take and use in court if you have any problems with some of the items on the car. But in my area and from my experience, I'm going to go over a few things about the car that somewhat keep you out of trouble, and that's the best thing. So let's get started. Now as you see right here, let's see, can we get to it? Oh, right there on the mirror, we do have a light on that side and a light on the other mirror. Now for starters, this can be questioned, these lights on the mirror. Now that is if you turn them on. So if they're on and you're on the public highway, then you can possibly get in trouble for having these lights on, depending on what color they are. So my advice, if you buy a car that already has lights on them, leave them off if you're going to be on the main road. Matter of fact, leave them unplugged. Because it all depends on who stops you and what are their intentions. So therefore, let's say this car for whatever reason gets stopped, and the officer walks up and he say, "Oh man, you got lights on this car." You know what I'm saying? He could say, "Well, are you trying to impersonate?" But for the fact that these lights are not even connected to anything, as you see right here, therefore there's nothing that he can write me a ticket for, or try to say, "Hey, you're impersonating," because they're not even functional and you don't even know what color they are. All right, because they could be yellow, turn signal lights, or whatever. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the back of the car. Now of course we will have people say, "Oh man, blase blase." Hey, it's at your own risk. All right, now antennas on the car. Now that can be somewhat questionable, but really, I mean, there's no radio or anything in the car, and antennas are okay. Like I said, some things, some people just gotta say something to you. So they may say, "Hey, well, you got all these antennas on the car, what are you trying to look like?" But the car came just like this, and antennas actually, since the car is like has like a plain look, the antennas kind of help offset that. Now of course this is a factory antenna, so therefore definitely nothing they can say about that. And you could just have this on here for whatever reason. Once again, it's not even hooked up. There's no radio. Even the roof of the car has a antenna. So that's that part. Oh, now the big one. Now a lot of people may disagree, but this right here, this is a big debate right here. All right, and the main thing now, this is the the type of vehicle this is, but this wording right here can be questionable. If you just get the wrong person and they say, "Well, hey, this is you have this on your car," and if they don't really know about the type of car this is, they're just going to think that you have this on here and you're playing or trying to be this. See what I'm saying? So this can be questionable. Now of course, everybody who knows the car know that the car came from the factory like this, so that is the main reason you can actually get away with this part. But the wrong person, they may try to, "Hey, you got to take that off." That's just, hey, how it is sometimes. Quick story, I bought a Crown Vic one time, same color, everything. It's a little bit older, but the guy I was buying it from, had that written all the way across the windshield, the whole thing. And in his town or whatever, he was okay with, they were okay with it. But when I brought it back to my town, they were not okay with it. Now, it wasn't really too much they could do about it. I was just told that, "Well, hey, our supervisor doesn't like it." He said, "When they see you, pull you over and let you know to take that off the vehicle." Now they did understand what type of vehicle it was, and it wasn't no big deal with it, but it was just, once again, it's some people's discretion, how they feel about it. And just rules you have to abide by when you are on the road, because driving at the end of the day is a privilege. So that's that so far. Now, for left anything out, oh, right here. Now these are definitely on the now this is a firefighter car. Let's start with that. This is not no blue and red. I mean blue, blue lights. So if anything, any lights on here are red. So that's that's okay. But now on the regular interceptors, those bulbs right there are usually blue, sometimes maybe white. But that, I mean, nobody's gonna actually see that bulb there. But if that is hooked up and it is flashing blue, or once again used on the highway, that can be a few problems for you. So you guys let me know if I left anything out on the vehicle that may be questionable, or things that, now everything that I pretty much showed you on this car is legal for the most part. The only thing that may not be legal would be this sticker, to a certain extent. But for the most part, it's like that gray area, like that fine line. Well, not everything else on this vehicle is good to go. Like I said, I can have a ton of lights on here as long as none of them are hooked up. And the thing about that, now we have seen some people with lights on the inside and all that stuff. That stuff can still get you in trouble if you even if they're not hooked up, because at the end of the day, if you go in front of a judge or anything and they say, well, hey man, why you got a light running across the top, man? Your car got all these antennas on it, man. It just looks just like one of their cars. And it's gonna be hard to argue and say, well, hey, I just got it for decoration. Even though you didn't turn them on, it just looks too much like one of their vehicles. So that's just something you have to keep in mind when you have one of these vehicles. Now, a lot of us, we buy them just because they're a great value at the price. That's the main reason a lot of people buy them. Now, some people do buy them to do the other part with, but those who give everyone a bad name. So if you got like 1 or 2 lights that's left on the vehicle when you buy it, that's cool, as long as you don't have them working when you're on the road. Now, I have bought a vehicle with everything on it, the writing, the lights, and I was told, once you get to where you're going, which I guess some departments are lazy, so it's like, once you get to where you're going, please take everything off the vehicle. But they were just pure lazy and they didn't want to take anything off at that point. But some departments, they go ahead and make sure they go ahead and remove everything to minimize any misunderstanding. And that's a great thing, because if not, some people leave everything on there and it would be a bunch of problems. But for the most part, like I said, everything on this car is good to go. But other than that, thank you for watching the video. Like I said, if I left anything out, please leave it down in the comment section below. I know we're gonna get a lot of feedback on this. Like I said, this is how it is in my area. In some places, hey, you probably couldn't have the lights, you couldn't have the antenna, you couldn't have the sticker. Matter of fact, you might have to cover your wheels up. Some places are like that. For instance, California and I want to say Florida, they don't allow you to have the two-tone paint. Like, you can't have the black, the white, the Oreo color, basically like the earlier Crown Vic we had on this channel. But here you can. They don't say anything to you, but some areas, if you had the Oreo, you have to put the X, right in the middle of the doors, and let them, just to let the public know, and just to let them know that that's not a functional, in-service vehicle. So, like I said, some places these lights may be a problem. Like I said, they're not plugged up, so at the end of the day, you can say, hey man, that wasn't even plugged up, so that's just, what's the fuss about? That's my turn signal. I just haven't had an opportunity to hook it up. These antennas, like I said. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.